Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I'm super excited to have you here. We are going to dive right into your reading. Oh, sorry about that. We are going to, we're gonna see what's going on in love for Pisces today. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. I am very happy to have you here. If you are someone who regularly watches, likes, shares, comments, has subscribed, I just want to say thank you so much for your support. I do deeply appreciate you guys. I recognize your names, your faces, everything. I really appreciate you guys. All right, let's dive in and see what messages Spirit has for you today. For Pisces, please, Spirit, for Pisces. All right. Nice. You have the stork, storks on the bottom. You've got the bear. Wow. The scythe, the coffin, and the bouquet. Okay. Let's look at this. The energy of the storks on the bottom of the deck is, it's talking about change coming. And this is on the bottom of the deck. And we also have the scythe and the coffin here. So there's definitely an energy of change and transformation. But it's also, the storks is a very positive energy. We think of storks when we think of the stork that brings the newborn baby. We think about, interesting. It's also the Queen of Hearts, which is, I feel like the Queen of Cups kind of energy. It is. I am getting this feeling of, for some of you, you may be moving or changing locations or like something, there may be a change in your, in something in your physical world here. And it may require you to kind of be brave to make this change or take this change. You may actually even be having a change in employment, or with the bear and the storks, or your employment may be taking you to a new location. I feel like that's a specific message, but I feel like it could be confirmation for someone out there. So it may be worth it to make a move for work. It may bring about a positive change in your life in general. There's something here where you're asserting your strength. It's almost like, how I feel is that Spirit may even be aligning some things that are actually going to highlight how powerful you are to yourself or to the world or to people around you, or possibly even in love. It may be kind of an opportunity for you to take charge in some way in a situation. It could have to do with ending something, or kind of finally being done with something. And this can be a decision that you may have made a while ago of I'm cutting this off, I'm done, I'm pulling my energy back, I'm cutting the cord, kind of a deal. And it may have required all the strength you had to summon, to do this. And it may be something that actually even requires continued strength, right? Because sometimes we can get brave and we can build ourselves up and we can be yeah, I'm cutting the cord, I'm doing this, I'm done. But then little by little we start slipping back in to, oh, you know, I can feel that person, or I haven't felt them in 3 or 4 days. Let me see let me see if I can connect to their energy. You know, let me just see how they're doing. Let me see what's going on. There's something here where you're actually really asserting your strength. You're actually really like, you've made a decision, that's it, it's done, and you're acting upon it. For some of you, it may be even that you're actually starting something new after something that was really difficult to actually end. You have this like kind of almost like, I almost said double entendre, but you have the Coffin and the Scythe. This is like 2 different cards that really have a strong energy of endings. The Coffin is more of the ending that is really a transition or a change. You know, it can be after, you know, it can be like kind of having the energy of the 4 of Swords, right? Where it's like, you know, I had this end, I took some time for myself. I really, you know, came to a place of peace. I came to a place of acceptance. You know, it was really hard. It took all the strength that I had to really cut the cord energetically. You know, in the physical world, it ended, but it took me a lot of strength and a lot of perseverance to kind of, you know, really stay committed to that choice or that decision. But I have, after the ending, it's like with the Coffin, it's kind of like I see more of like almost a spiritual ascension, or, you know, you know, kind of like an energy of growth through an ending. You know, like I've changed, I've transformed, I've taken on a new form after I'm a different person now than I was then, kind of than the person that even got into that relationship. You have the bouquet here, which is, you know, something coming in. You know, this is love. It can be love, it can be happiness, it can be abundance, it can be an actual gift. But it's like, after all of this change and ending and finding your own strength, finding your own voice, you have something new, you have something really beautiful coming in. That it definitely can be love, but it's abundance of some sort, right? And it may even be, it's like kind of the energy of reception, right? Like someone giving something to you, or someone offering something to you. So this has definitely been a major theme for you guys in your readings lately. So let's see. It almost feels like a karmic reward when presented this way. And kind of like you did what you needed to do, or you did what was in your highest and best, even though it was hard, and you found an inner strength within yourself that you may not have really even known that you had. And now you're ready for something new, for this new gift or this new abundance to come in, and the universe is like, here you go. Feels like a soul contract. Wow, look at this. Double bouquet energy, it feels like, you know. You have, some of you have, okay. Okay, I'm going to put this out there. This could be a very specific thing, but for some of you, I feel like with the stork and the bear and the interference card, I feel like you may have been in some kind of relationship and there may have been some kind of outside interference. There could be a really big change happening with that. Like someone may be like removing themselves from some kind of situation that was in direct conflict to whatever was trying to be started here with you. It has a ripple effect there. I feel like there are like other people that are affected by the decision that someone's making here to, it feels like, move away from something that was interfering. it could be that, you know, somebody left a job, somebody left another relationship, somebody left, you know, it's something that was not compatible with this connection really being able to take off or to have some kind of start. And there is this decision with the scythe of some kind of permanent, like, cutting off or removal of something for some kind of new beginning to happen. Okay, that feels like it brings joy, it feels like it brings love, it feels like it brings abundance. Okay, there is a soul contract, I feel like, at play here. You do have just this contract, and then you have communication, you have romance. Of course, those two cards combined give me the energy of the Page of Cups, right? So it can be where you have somebody who has been waiting for you to end something, to come forward. They could be like a bit of a secret admirer energy. It can also be a situation where, you know, something that really couldn't get off the ground because of, you know, a work situation, another relationship kind of situation, something that was external to the two of you has been cut off. And so now there's this opportunity for it to happen. And it feels like someone's going to communicate that to you, or there will be some kind of conversation. For others of you, it's interesting. I'm getting like this energy of sound waves, but I'm getting it like inside someone's head. This can even be where someone's thoughts were interfering with them really being able to communicate how they felt. And it can be that this person is coming out of that, or they're realizing that, like, it's just, they really want to and need to take this step toward what they want, toward their happiness, toward this romance, toward this abundance. So they may be getting brave to come forward. Let's see. Okay. Wow. Okay. See, something is happening. You know, for some of you, you may be dealing with someone who is technically married or had, you know, some kind of major commitment, and they had to break free of that commitment in order to be able to be free to pursue this relationship. And this feels kind of like one of those situations where it's like, I know I didn't meet you for no reason, or I know this was no coincidence that you showed up in my life. Like, I know it's like there's a soul recognition that happens there, but it's like somebody may have been going through a difficult breakup. Somebody may have been, you know, they may have been living with someone else and they had to get out of a lease or some other kind of contract here. The legal matters, though, it literally says justice on the card, and you have contract here, and it's kind of giving me, especially with this fated meeting, soul contract. Like, it's a legally binding thing, you know what I mean? Different justice system maybe, but, you know, it's like there is this unexplainable pull of these two people. And it may be that they need to, that one of the people needs to walk away from something else in order to be free of it. There's definitely something here external to the relationship that has to be let go of, or that has to be rendered neutral. I don't know how else to say it. In order for something to proceed. And then you have this between the lines. So it almost feels like we've been talking in circles. We've been saying things, but not really saying things. We've been, you know, we've had conversations, but maybe, you know, they've been speculative, or I have to walk away and sort of interpret what I think you meant when you said this, you know, kind of energy. I feel like there's going to be much more straightforward communication here with like intention spoken. It feels like there's some kind of catalyst. Like it feels like there's some kind of, it's like it's changing quickly or abruptly, or there's a major shift in the energy, but there's something that's bringing that about. So I don't know, but let's go into the tarot. It's like, I feel like someone is now free to say what they wanted to say, and so they're saying it. Yeah, there's definitely something that's completing here. Yeah, so that someone can kind of go after what they actually really want. There's definitely communication about it. So you guys have the King of Swords, the Ace of Wands, the World, and the Three of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Somebody may have been suffering. They may have been healing. They may have been recovering. Six of Pentacles. Eight of Cups. Yeah. This can be where someone's in a situation where they're actually not very happy, and they kind of were just sort of staying there lonely and sort of comforting themselves or doing their best to sort of get through the situation. They may not have wanted to really take the steps necessary to, it could be a matter of principle. It could be a matter of, just like, I don't know how I would survive on my own or without this, or, I don't want to hurt someone else, or I can't say for sure, but there's something where it's like someone is over here suffering by themselves. And it's like, that may be okay until you're confronted with, something that you really, really want. And then you're like, well, why am I sitting here suffering by myself? Or does it still make sense? Or now this energy of suffering is costing me something that I really, really want. There's a strong physical chemistry. There's a strong magnetic pull. There's a strong energy of attraction. With the Six of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups, sometimes when we find something that we are in harmony with, it points out what we are not in harmony with. Do you know what I mean? It's like sometimes we can tolerate things until we experience something different. And then when we experience something different, we're like, well, hang on a second. Now it doesn't make so much sense to continue to do something that's actually not in harmony with me, especially when I could have the opportunity to have something that is in harmony with me. So I do feel like someone has been through a bit of a difficult cycle, and I do think that they have walked away. This type of suffering could just be their own loneliness. It can be where it's like someone has convince themselves after a really difficult breakup that it's just better to be by themselves. And, they haven't met anyone that's made them think twice about that. And then they meet you, and it may make them confront, right, this suffering or this ideology or this way of thinking that they developed as a result of some kind of suffering, right? And with the King of Swords, it's like, I do feel they're coming forward. I do feel like they have something very strong to say. There's definitely a strong conversation coming. But I also feel like this is someone who we're finding out that they have this suffering in their past for a reason. And that's because I feel like they're to kind of clue us in that why they're using this King of Swords energy to come forward to communicate. It's like, I have these fresh wounds, or I have this situation that either I've just healed, or I'm just now kind of feeling strong enough to actually communicate what I want to say. I'm just feeling brave enough. I'm just feeling confident enough. I've kind of mastered my thoughts, and I've kind of prevented them from sort of getting in the way now, so that I can come forward. But I may not be coming forward in the most emotional sense available. I may have feelings, but I'm definitely not expressing them. I'm being very logical, very analytical. I'm willing to have a conversation where you know, this is someone who is really good with their words. They're good at expressing. Now, I don't want to say they're going to express matters of the heart, right? But they're good at, it's almost like, I feel like, convincing someone without having to say what would normally be required. It's like, I can just make it make so much sense that, you know, this is a master, you know, but they're not putting their heart on the line. They're not coming out and being like, God, I have all these feelings for you. Like, that's not it. They're just coming forward and being like, you know, I really want this. I've closed out this cycle. You know, I've been through this cycle and I'm closing it out, and now I'm ready for this. And, you know, do you want this too? Kind of, yeah, it feels more businessy than romantical, you know? But let's see what's behind all of this. King of Swords for Pisces. The Empress. Oh, wow. 7 of Pentacles. This person may have taken their time. They may have waited. Interesting. They may have waited. And really what this was a period of time where they were gathering. They were like summoning their strength. They were empowering themselves. They were finding the confidence. They were finding it within themselves to like come forward. With the Empress here, it's like this person looks at you and they're like, they may be the one, you know, they're very impressed with you. They see you as somebody who's abundant, who's creative, who, you know, always finds a way to sort of succeed even. And there's almost like a sense of wonder or awe. And I know that because it's inspired this person to find courage. It's like they were comfortable in some sense. It's like they didn't know what was missing until they met you. And then it's like they met you, and then that person that shows you, wow, life could be so much better than it is, or this is exactly what's missing, or that's what I always hoped or always wanted to find but never did. And then when I stopped looking for it and I just accepted my fate, boom, there it is. So, you know, there's like almost a sense of like gratitude or awe or wonder about, you know, that this person feels towards you. Then there's this Ace of Wands, World card energy with the 7 of Cups coming out sideways. And, you know, this feels like someone who has to work through their own stuff in order to be able to grab that Ace of Wands, in order to be able to go for what they want or accept that this is what they want. They have to go through all this whole set of fear and illusion of what ifs, of could haves, of should haves, of, well, you know, all of these scenarios in their head, in order to just be able to take the wand and be like, yes, I want this, spirit. I'm going to go for it. I'm taking the challenge. So, you know, with the 7 of Cups kind of sideways, which is something that's in the process of changing. And then you have the Magician on the bottom of the deck, which is like, you know, coming into your power, believing that you have everything necessary to, you know, make something happen for yourself or in a situation. You know, there's this shift from kind of getting out of no man's land and coming into the promised land, you know, having the courage to do that instead of just staying and playing small in no man's land, if that makes sense. Okay. Wow. We have the Ace of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups, Judgment, and the 4 of Wands. I mean, holy crap. With the 5 of Swords. See, this person is their own worst enemy. You know, you've got 2 aces and you've got all this talk of endings here, and then you have Judgment. So there's definitely something where there could have been a phase in this relationship. For some people, could this be a coming back around? Sure, it could be. It could be someone that you have a soul contract with where you had a really difficult ending and it took all the strength you had to walk away, where this person is now coming back in. and communicating and offering something different than they offered before. With the Four of Wands and Judgment, this is a very spiritual connection. There, and it is also, you know, you may have manifested another opportunity. This doesn't have to be a second chance situation. This definitely can be, with especially with two aces, something brand new. Just keep in mind these are general readings. If you want more specific information, it feels like maybe a private reading would be the way to go. But it feels like there is an energy of the realization of how much potential there is here, and even this energy of I have wanted this, I have hoped for this, I have manifested this. And it may even be that like I had given up on this and now here it is. Like I surrendered it, and I accepted where I was at, and now here it is. And it feels like this Five of Swords is like the conflict that arises from this change of, you know, I finally come to a place of peace. I was finally like, you know what, it doesn't hurt to be alone because it feels like it's my choice, and it feels like it's probably in the highest and best for me. And, you know, I've accepted it. I've gotten used to it. I kind of enjoy it. It's got these benefits to it. And then boom, the Empress lands in my lap and, you know, makes me rethink all of it. You know, makes me go, well, hold on a minute. Is this really the right thing for me? With the Five of Swords, you know, it feels like your person has this energy of this change is bringing this conflict to my thoughts, or it's, you know, where I had really come to a place of peace with where I was at. Now I have all of this inner conflict, or I have all this mental body energy of just, you know, like, do I really want to do this? Or, you know, but I said I wasn't going to do that, or, but I promised myself, or, you know what I mean? It's an internal battle. It has nothing to do with what's in front of them or how badly they want it. We know they want it, and we know what they think about it. There is no higher thing than the Empress. It's all this battle within this person of, and really what it boils down to is, can I open myself? Do I want to open myself up to be vulnerable again? You know, am I willing to sort of take a hit again, you know, because there's no guarantee that this is going to work out. And it feels like, you know, the Five of Swords is a minor arcana. It's something that we all face about different things all the time. I mean, you can go to the grocery store and be like, which pasta sauce do I buy? And get into a bit of the Five of Swords, debating and wasting time, you know, or, well, I don't know if it's a waste of time, but do you know what I'm saying? You know, we can get into the energy of the Five of Swords pretty easily as people. This feels slightly complex because it is kind of, it feels like a major life decision. It feels like somebody is like, you know, do I give up this comfort zone for something that really scares me? But it's also kind of like, what are you afraid of? What are you really afraid of? You know, and Five of Pentacles underneath that. Yeah, with the Four of Pentacles underneath that. The Five of Pentacles is, you know, as like I say it all the time, it's those basic human fears, the fear of intimacy, the fear of being vulnerable, the fear of being rejected, not being good enough, all those things. With the Four of Pentacles, this energy causes us to put our guard up. And yeah, when we put our guard up, do we have something? And are we safe and are we protected? I mean, look how covered the heart chakra and the throat chakra are. I don't have to feel uncomfortable with my heart. I don't have to put my heart on the line. I don't have to risk getting hurt. I don't have to say the things that I really don't want to say, you know, have all those awkward, uncomfortable conversations that stress you out and cause you all that anxiety and fear and worry. It's like I can protect myself from that. But at the same time, with this bow and arrow in his hands, it feels just like Cupid has shot his arrow and is like, he's kind of like, well, I can't unsee what I've seen. I can't unknow what I know, you know? With the 10 of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, it's like somebody has, well, like the universe has just put this gorgeous, solid, stable, beautiful opportunity of happiness and left it right on my door. And it's like, what am I going to do with it? And with the 10 of Cups, it's like, you know, the potential of it, or you sense the potential of it. And also with the 10 of Cups, it feels like this is something that I dreamed about for a long time. This is what I was going for. This is what I wanted when I was so rudely interrupted with that suffering that sent me into this stage of kind of being by myself. It almost feels like, you know, someone's being coaxed out of a hermit mode by having their, like, the temptation of their kind of like biggest desire just dropped at their doorstep. You know what I mean? And I'm sure it didn't happen that way, but like, it's kind of like, that's how it feels, where this person is like, am I being punked? Like, is this real? And then you have the 4 of Wands with Judgment, where it's like, you know, this is the physical manifestation of what I was hoping and praying for, what I was asking for all along. And it's like, man, do I rise up one more time and give it one more try? This emotional contentment with another person idea, you know? And that's what's created this space within this person, pulling up all those basic human fears and making them sort of clamp down and get really protective of themselves. Yeah. So you have the Page of Cups with the King of Wands, and you have the 3 of Wands, and then you have the World card on the bottom of the deck. And it's like this person, it's like I'm keeping my distance, but it's like I'm also very focused on this opportunity. Is this my ship coming in? And, you know, if I keep this distance, for some of you, they may actually be at a distance. But there is a serious focus on it. And there's a serious contemplative energy here where it's like, is this my dream come true? You know, is this the 10 of Cups? Is this my Empress? But it almost feels like they already sort of know the answer to that question. And then you have the King of Wands with the Page of Cups with that Judgment and that 4 of Wands. And it's like kind of waking back up this heart center inside this King of Wands who, you know, they know what they want and they go after it. And it's like, that may be who this person was before they got hurt, you know? And now it's like, man, I haven't felt this way in a long time, or man, I haven't, yeah, it feels like, you know, I haven't desired something so bad that it made me consider even dropping back into that heart space, or considering how I'm feeling, or any of it. It's like I sort of just put my protective mode on, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to get hurt again because I'm not going to put myself out there again. But now it's like, dang, I'm seeing something that I feel like I want so bad that I want to go after it. And, you know, I'm checking in with the heart space here, and I did not think I would ever meet someone or come across something that ever made me think that I would want to do that again, or that I would revisit that energy that I used to always kind of be in. It might be their natural sort of energy. You do have Scorpio, you do have fire sign energy, you do have Libra and Taurus energy, you do have Gemini energy, and you have all the fixed sign energy. But this is with the World card. This is something that is in this person's life at this time for a reason. And it's definitely time for them to close out this cycle that they've been in, where they have been like, you know, I'm not interested. I don't want love, you know, I don't want to get hurt. Yeah. So now we have the Magician. We have the Ace of Cups, Death, and Justice. This is a soul contract that is coming through for some type of transformation. We're seeing that again and again. You had the Scythe, you had the Coffin, now you have the Death card, you have Judgment. Lots of scorpionic energy here, which can be like a personal transformation. And, you know, it can also be that, you know, if this person has been very slow to come forward, or is, how do I even want to say it? You know, kind of like Knight of Pentacles-ish, you know, moving very slowly, or, you know, kind of saying things to sort of, you feel like they're trying to feel you out and see where you're at with the situation. And you, it's like you kind of feel like, you know, they like you, but like they're not really coming out and saying it. So there's enough space there for you to be like, do they or don't they? Are they or aren't they? You know, coming forward, doing something, whatever. It may even be like something that has gone on for a very long time for some of you, like years for some of you. But I feel this energy of someone who's moving slowly, or taking their time, or not saying anything. There's something that has to change. There's something that has to transform. And with the Six of Cups on the bottom of the deck, it feels like for this to be a vibrational match, for this to come into harmony, it has to, both people have to be in alignment with each other in the heart space. They have to both want this and be ready for this, and be in this energy. And it's like, I feel that this person, it's like there was something within them that needed to change, that needed to kind of like wake up to remember, you know, who they are and what they want, and that they're capable, and get back in touch with this magician type energy of finding the confidence, finding the strength, finding the, you know, like, yeah, I can, and yeah, I'm going to, and yeah, I will. And it's like this contract, I feel like, you know, Queen of Cups, that's you, Pisces. And remember, I got that with the Storks card too. This is a really positive change for this person. And this is something positive that's coming into their life to help them kind of through this transitional moment. But it's like, this Queen of Cups is not concerned. This Queen of Cups is not like, oh my gosh, please pick me. Oh my gosh, please, you know, come here, you know, da 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 da. She's doing her own thing. She's living her best life. She looks fabulous. She's attractive. She's probably attracting a variety of people. You know, and she's the kind of person that you would say there's just something about her. That's what I'm getting from this. There's just something about her. I can't really say what it is. I can't really describe it, but it's like, if you met her, you would know there's just something about her kind of energy. And it's like, this has come up at this time, absolutely on purpose. You know, this is what is fated. This is what is destined. This is what is meant to be. My God, yeah. This person has had enough time healing. Wow, okay, wow is all I can say. The Magician is clarified by the Four of Rods. The Magician is the manifestor. The Magician is the Alchemizer. You know, normally in the Rider-Waite deck, he's got one hand holding the rod pointed up to the ethers, and then he's got one hand with two fingers pointed down to the ground. He's literally calling it down from the ethers, being the conduit through his manifestation into reality, okay? And that is too the Four of Rods. This is where we see it. This is where it lands. This is where it becomes part of our reality. And so it's like, this person may even, you know, I don't know if it's ever happened to you, where you're like, oh my gosh, I literally manifested this. I literally said this and then it literally happened. Like I said, I want this person to call, or I hope this person calls soon. And then boom, they called me. Or, you know, it's like, there's the recognition of, whoa, I manifested this, you know what I mean? Or like a good one to do if you want to test it is, you know, I would like a good parking space, or I would like something small, right? And then you do that, and then when you get that, it's like this moment where you sort of feel really powerful. You're really like, damn, I did that, you know, like I made that happen for myself. And I brought that from the ethers into reality. Like I created that. There's almost this sense of this person almost coming to that realization of, this is my manifestation in real life in front of me, and I have access to it, or I can put a name and a face and all this on it. And with the magician, it's almost like that knowledge is fueling this, I am powerful, which is fueling this, I am confident, which is fueling this, I can do this. Like I can overcome that little like 5 of Swords energy. What's that compared to this? You know, it's nothing, right? And with the 4 of Swords here, it's like this person, it was time. You know, this person was in a stage of healing, and they may not have called it that. They, you know, and they may have even kind of come across like someone who was hiding out, or someone who was, you know, it may not have been for them this intentional healing space, right? They may have just been like, I was taking some time for myself, or, you know, I had really been through it, so I figured like, don't make it worse, just hang out alone, or whatever, you know, whatever you want to call it. But it was, with the 4 of Swords, it's like this time by yourself that allows you to give a space to that suffering so that you can release it, so that you can let it go, so that you can detach from it. And that's really the result. But it's time for that time to be over. It's time for that time for this person to end. You know, they've done what they can do. They've done the job. And they may not have even realized that that's what they were doing. But it's almost like, you know, when you're sick and you have the flu, and it's like, at first you don't realize you're sick. You're like, God, I don't really feel good. My eyes are kind of hot. My muscles kind of ache. I feel really tired. I think my throat's a little scratchy. Like, I don't know what's going on with me. And then it's like, little by little, it's like, oh man, I'm sick. And then it's like, I can't get out of bed. My head hurts so bad. You know, I'm in here for a while. And you keep thinking, okay, surely now I'm getting better. Surely now I'm getting better. Oh, I must be getting better. But then it's like, no, you're not. No, you're not, you know? And then it's like that moment where you realize like, oh man, I am feeling better. Like I can sit up, I can get a drink of water for myself. I can take a bath. I can, you know, I have the strength to do this. I can eat. I can, you know, all those little milestones. It's sort of like that, what I feel with this Justice, Queen of Cups, Death card energy. It's like waking up and realize, wait, I actually can do these things again. I actually am capable. I actually am feeling better. Like, oh my God, you know what I mean? It sort of feels like that because it feels like it was unintentional. It feels like this person was actually like, just sort of saying, oh, to hell with it. Like, there's just nobody out there that's worth it. There's nothing that's worth it. Nothing ever works out. You know, it's a kind of a cynical energy. But it's really coming from a place of, I got hurt and I just don't want to risk it again. And I'm just depleted. And, you know, it's like giving into the flu, right? And just admitting and acknowledging that you have it. But this person may not have ever really done that. They may have just been like going through all the symptoms without really saying, yeah, I'm hurting. Yeah, I'm suffering. Yeah, this really sucks. This really hurt. I don't know, you know? So let's see. Yeah, they are like, I can do it. I can do it. And here is my incentive. this is why. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. You have the Seven of Wands with the Hierophant and the Chariot and the Ten of Pentacles. I mean, this is serious. This is somebody who's saying, okay, wait, you know, I think this person may have all along really been looking for love, or looking for a soulmate, or looking for, you know, someone that they could maybe even spend the rest of their life with the Four of Wands. But it's, you know, and the Ten of Pentacles. But it's like they kept trying with people who were not capable, or who were not looking for the same thing. And I feel like then they went into this mode, and then they, you know, they're coming out of it because of you. There's the Seven of Wands with the Hierophant. It's like, you know, when you start to feel better with the flu, it's so easy to kind of like overdo it, right? Like you can, you're like, oh man, I'm feeling better. And you know what? It was driving me crazy that, I don't know, I wanted to change the sheets on my bed, or I wanted to put fresh towels out, or I was in the middle of cleaning out my refrigerator when I laid down, then I never got back up and finished doing it. Now I want to finish cleaning out my refrigerator, like whatever it is. And with the Seven of Wands here, it's kind of like this person has this energy of, you know, it's like I was almost like using this to protect myself, or I was almost kind of like using this to guard myself or create some kind of block around myself. And now I want to use that energy to fight for what I really want in life, to like tame the beast, and to kind of finally have what I was really always looking for, or what I really always wanted. And with the Seven of Wands and the Hierophant, this has been a hard fight for this person. This has been a real test of their strength and of their own character, and of, you know, because it's so easy to just get jaded and to then say, oh no, I'm jaded for life, and to commit to it and to stay in it. It's way harder to go, you know, yeah, you know, I'm committing to this, and then go, maybe I need to reevaluate it. Maybe there's something that is worth me reevaluating this. And when you are open, the universe has a tendency to reward you. When you're willing to like open your mind, open your heart, open your thoughts, open the way you're looking at something, the universe has this way of kind of showing you something so beautifully. And it feels like that's kind of what this person is doing. And that Hierophant energy is this like spiritual ascension. And remember how I was talking about one person wasn't quite a vibrational match, it felt like to me. Now it's starting to feel like they are. And it's like this person had to face their own inner demon, their own inner beast, and say, sure, it's easy to stay protecting yourself and stay blocking your energy, but you know what? That's not what life is for. I'm going to fight for myself. I'm going to fight for this opportunity to have what it is I really want. Yeah, I got it in me. I can do it. Kind of energy. And with the Chariot, they may be, for some of you, there is a physical distance here. Enough cards have come up that I feel very confident saying that. They may even be like coming in from a distance, traveling. But this is someone who's saying, you know what? I'm ready to give it a try. Like, I'm ready to yoke up and see if we can do it. Like, I believe in it. I'm actually feeling very confident about it. And I'm seeing the potential for success and victory here. And I feel like you're my equal match. And with the Ten of Pentacles, it's like, let's start investing and see where it goes. Let's see, can we do it? Can we make the long term? I think we can. This person's definitely very attracted to you. We have seen the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. So there's definitely like, this is definitely a soul contract. This is definitely something divine here. But it's like, they're definitely going, I think I met my match. I think I found my person. After saying, I'm not going to look for it. Seven of Wands again on the bottom of the deck. This person may have been cheated on in the past. Or there could have been someone else involved that they had to get away from. That they had to end something with. But this is just talking about, you know, this person was blocked because, you know, probably someone left them in the cold. I keep getting this sensation of, you know, like if this person was in a relationship or something that they were trying to avoid getting out of, it's kind of this energy of, is it harder? Like, which is the worthy fight? Or which fight, there's some spiritual something about this where it's like, do I fight for something that I don't want, or do I fight for something that I do want? And it is a reflection of how this person feels about themselves. This is a reflection of this person's spiritual ascension, of what this person is discovering that they're made of. And, you know, it does feel like there's some kind of decision or choice here, or something where this person has to really fight for something, sacrifice something, give something, move some kind of mountain here. And it may be traveling. It may be giving up the life as they know it. You know, it may be even moving in together, or investing in something, signing a contract together, renting something, buying something. Or it could be breaking some kind of contract so that I can choose myself, so that I can choose, so that I can be brave, and so that I can free myself from something that isn't fulfilling me and isn't ever going to fulfill me. Like, I'm looking at it and I know it's not. I've given up on it. I've resigned myself to suffering in silence on my own, and just grinning and bearing it and getting through it. Or I've resigned myself to living on my own and being by myself and giving up on love wholeheartedly altogether, so that I don't have to have these basic human fears within myself be triggered again. You know, and like I said, for some of you, there could have been somebody may have cheated on them in the past, and it made them really insecure and really jealous and really, you know, they just don't want to face all those things. They don't want to have to deal with that. They don't want to have to learn how to try to trust somebody again. With the 7 of Rods and the 10 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, it gives me this vibe of I'm going to have to really fight through my own internal kind of fears or demons, and I'm also going to have to sort of go slow and invest and invest and invest and invest and invest, and then hope that that investment comes to fruition, that I've made a wise decision, that I've made a wise choice, that what I was fighting for was worth it all along. And it's kind of like, I feel like that's the decision maker, or that's, you know, that's what makes this person decide what is worth fighting for, where they can see themselves, or what feels like the thing that actually has that potential to leave a legacy that this person's proud of. I don't know, Pisces. Take it as it resonates. Let's get you some messages here. If you're dealing with a water sign, I got spooked. I've looked you up online to see what you've been up to. I feel badly for the way that I treated you. You didn't deserve that. If you are dealing with a fire sign, you are getting, your beauty still moves me. I'm not the same person that you remember. I want to be authentic. I am no longer afraid. If you're dealing with an earth sign, maybe we're just too different. The grass wasn't greener on the other side, and you're an angel. If you're dealing with an air sign, I just wasn't ready for you. I miss you regardless of how things seem. And I know you're right, but I need to come to my own conclusions. All right, guys, this is what I have for you today. I hope it helps. I hope it brought you guys some peace and clarity. If it did, let me know. As always, I love you. I'm sending you off with all my very best. Always, always, always. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.